Is your horn tingling? Let's rub horns. Horns up, horns up, horns up, horns up, horns up. We are Unicorn Podcast.
Welcome to the live stream. We have a special guest today, our friend Crypto Vic. He's a member of the UFD community, super respected in the overall crypto community. Vic, welcome to Ron's Basement. Welcome to Duster Daily. How are you doing today?
Oh, Ron, dude, I'm doing great, bro. Appreciate you having me again. This is like, what is this, our third or fourth live together?
I think it is, yeah. And we always seem to have great stimulating conversation, right? Where I feel like, well, at least from my perspective, I go away learning something. And I know you give a lot of great value to our community, but we were talking before we came online. You have over 200 million, probably closer to 250, 300 million lifetime views across all of your social media channels. It's obvious to me that you're providing value to people. And what's most important to me is I know that you do it in a very, I think, transparent, honest, and ethical way. So it's a big privilege to have you here on the show, Vic.
Hey, man, appreciate it. Yeah, I think like in crypto, too many anonymous people get away with shady things. So when you're not anonymous, like you got to keep it real. Honestly, like what other option you got? But I just feel like, you know, that's in anything that I do is just be authentic, be genuine. If you are not authentic and genuine, I feel like it just kind of eats away at your soul. So I just gotta try to keep it real, man. Just like you.
Yeah, you know, that's a good point. The other thing I like to remember also, because I'm 55 years old, I've learned it's a lot easier to live that way, right? Like nobody's absolutely perfect. We've all made our mistakes in life, but man, it's a lot easier just to be yourself and to also just be honest. It's much simpler. You know, you don't have a bunch of stories you got to keep up with or anything like that. So
yeah, for sure. They say the truth always comes out.
Yeah, right. Well, and that's what I love about crypto, this whole idea of, one of the things I learned early on, this idea of transparency.
Mm-hmm.
The blockchain is very transparent in terms of the transactions that go on. And, I don't know how you feel about this, but to me, it feels like even in crypto, in the 9 months that I've been in it, like eventually the truth comes out. Is that a safe assessment in your opinion?
Yeah, for sure. I think it's just best to have nothing to hide. Like if you just have nothing to hide, then like if it comes out, you're just like, bro, I've been saying this the whole time. Like I'm not hiding anything.
Yeah. Keep moving forward. I try to tell the UFD community, because sometimes people get frustrated with all the rug pulls and some of the shenanigans that go on out there. And I like to say, hey, the best thing we can do as a community is adhere to the original ethos of crypto. Adhere to what our community stands for. Good attracts good, honesty, integrity. And the best way that we can have a big impact on crypto is by us being successful. Because if you focus too much on the negativity out there, there's that saying, right? If you roll with the pigs, you're going to get dirty. And there's a lot of good people, I think, in crypto. Most people are good that I've run into.
Yeah, for sure. I think in your community, definitely. I've encountered the lesser people for sure here and there, but I mean, it's a wild west situation. You're gonna have the heroes and the villains, and that's just the nature of humanity. It seems, and on the blockchain, things are just real. It's just real. It's a real place where people feel like they don't necessarily need to be held accountable, because like they're really not being held accountable for anything they do wrong. So then it just comes down to morals and how you were raised and what you believe in, right? And what compass you follow. And so it definitely is split. I don't know if it's 50-50. I don't know if it's 80-20, but it's definitely good guys and bad guys out here. That's for sure.
Well, I believe the good guys are winning. And I know there's other, I think our community is great. There's great people like you. There's other great crypto communities and great projects, and I think that in the end, the market or the invisible hand, or however you want to say it, that the good people will prevail. But it does. I agree with you 100%, Vic. I mean, like when I got into crypto 9 months and 2 days ago, I thought, and I got into meme coins, like I knew a little bit about meme coins. I knew what Doge was, and but in my mind, it was a bunch of cute little animal cartoon pictures. And I thought, oh, I'm gonna, when Unicorn Fart Test happened, I thought, oh, I'm going into this nice place with these cute little animal pictures, and I learned real quickly that it is the Wild West, especially the meme coin sector. I think it's a great, and I mean, it is. Like I with my gold and silver channel and business, I dealt with a lot of CEOs of big publicly traded companies, and I knew like the laws and the rules they had to adhere to. And I'll tell you, man, in the crypto world and in the meme coin sector, it is the Wild West. And and I guess that'll lead me into my first question for you. Where if I forced you to give a prediction about like where you would see the meme coin sector 18 months from now, do you think there's going to be a big difference from what we're experiencing now? Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I do, for sure. I'm actually making a video about this right now, to be honest.
Cool.
Because I do have like a very strong opinion about where things are going. So basically, we're in a place right now where 80%, I'm going to say an 80-20, but it's more like 99-1, like 99% of tokens that launch are just malicious. Yeah. Like they're done with the intention to extract money out of the market, which is the reality of it. If you go on Axiom and you trench, you're going to get wrecked. Like if you don't know what you're doing, like you're just going to fall into a trap and get rug pulled. Hopefully you don't put too much of your port in it. The 1% projects like this, big projects that have a big community, right? That have lasted, stood the test of time, and have people showing up, have people rallying around. I don't think these projects are going to go anywhere. I do think that the trenchers who want a quick flip and who want to basically battle against each other, because that's what they're doing. They're kind of like PvPing against each other. I think that they're going to migrate over to a new brand or new evolution of the ecosystem. So like this has been my thesis for a while, months and months now. And I teamed up with 2 different agencies to build a game. So we actually just launched it on Monday. Cool. And we're playing it again tomorrow on Friday. And it's like an arena-based game where you PvP against other players on Solana. So you get that same PvP experience, but it's based on your skill. You can't get rugged, and it's like really fun, really streamable content. Yeah. And that it's called .pvp. That's where I think that the trenches are going, to a place where you don't have to worry about getting rugged. You can still PvP against other people and hit multiples. Like when I played the first time I streamed .pvp, I hit it at 3x on what I played with. So like you can still hit multiples. You're still playing against other people, but you're like eliminating this whole, am I going to get rugged? Is the coin bundled? Is the dev, using side wallets? Like what's going on here? I don't trust it. It's kind of eliminating all that, but still keeping the fun essence and the competitive essence of, I have my Solana, I am battling against other people, and I'm going to try and win their Solana. And that's literally what trenching and trading meme coins is. Because when you look at like the profitability, sorry, I think my mic's turned down a little bit. If that's
no, you sound great on my
end. Good? Is that good? Cool.
Yeah. And I'm right. Is that when I'm not looking at you or the audience or our viewer? And by the way, everybody, please retweet this. It's because as you talk, I'm writing down a list of questions for you. So cool. I'm trying not to interrupt you. Go ahead.
No worries. Yeah. When you look at like the top traders of a meme coin, which is pretty easy to do, you just go like even on Deck Screener, you can see top traders. On Axiom, you can see top traders. it's a very small percentage of the traders that were in a coin are the ones that actually make the money. Like if you're in a coin, out of like 100% of the traders in a coin, there's going to be like 5% of them who are actually profitable and 95% of them who are not. And they're profitable because they won that money off of those other players, those other traders, right?
Yeah.
It's basically a game.
Yeah.
Even like the top meme coin traders, the big famous ones like Cupsy and Orangey and stuff, those are all, they used to be Fortnite players. Like they were Fortnite pros, right? So they come from PvP gaming. And I think that it's going to come full circle. I think that trenching on a day-to-day basis is going to get replaced by more formalized gaming that allows for the same experience. And then the communities that are going to stay strong are going to stay strong. They'll migrate more over to like an altcoin status. So that's where I see UFD going. It's like, it's going to be compared to just like Dogecoin. It's like when you think of Dogecoin, it's not a meme coin. Like that's an altcoin. You know, it's like top 10. Same with Shiba. It's not a meme coin. It's an altcoin. UFD, SPX, Giga, like these big ones, they're going to be converted and kind of put into like the Hall of Fame, I guess, of meme
I like
coins
that.
and evolve into altcoins. And I think that meme coin culture in the sense of day-to-day trading will eventually migrate and die off into a PvP gaming culture. That's what I think is going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with you 100%, and you enlightened me and added actually a lot of depth to what I was kind of feeling inside, that like at some point when 90% of the people are out there doing this PvP, which means like player versus player, right? Like there's a winner and there's a loser.
Exactly.
We're battling it out like Fortnite. My daughters play Fortnite. I've watched it extensively, right? There's only one person who wins in the end, right?
Yeah.
What do they call that? Battle Royale or
Victory Royale or Battery
Victory
Royale. Battle Royale.
Yeah. But when it comes to money and people and learning, I think it just feels like that as the sector progresses, I mean, how many times are you going to bang your head against a wall until you finally decide, like, I don't want to bang my head against the wall? And
or you just like don't have the money anymore to bang your head against the wall. Like you're rinsed. We call it you're rinsed, bro. Like that's what we say.
Rinsed. Okay, I'm learning all kinds of stuff. I love it. Rinsed. You're rinsed. Yeah. Once all these people get rinsed and spun through the washing machine, right, they're going to be like, I want something safe. And there's a guy in our community, King Cause, who's very smart and very involved. And he said this to me, and I wrote it down on one of my millions of sheets of paper here. Like, you want UFD to be, and I think UFD is, like, safe and reliable. So that like all these people that are in the trenches that like, but maybe they know about UFD, and at some point they finally just say, you know what, I just want to be part of, whether it's UFD or SPX 6900 or Pudgy or any other. I mean, there's a lot of other, there's a, like, I think you said the Hall of Fame, like that I want to go to the Hall of Fame. Forget this. It's so different, right? Like going in and battling every day and basically having a 95% chance that you're going to lose money versus getting involved with a community where we really have this gift of Web3 and, the blockchain, and like we can really make a difference in these projects. I really appreciate what you said, Vic, because it's what I see happening as well. Like we don't need like some big sheriff to come into town and regulate everything and say, we just need the good projects to be there, the Hall of Fame, as you said, in which I hope UFD gets inducted someday, but to be there available and proving themselves. And I agree with you. I think there's going to be a handful of projects that 18 months from now are standing out, and we're going to have a much different landscape out there.
Oh, yeah. 100%. Yeah, it's going to be it'll be very different. In 18 months, it'll be so different. Like, how old is UFD? It's like, what, like 8 months old?
9 months.
Yeah, like that, like, but it feels like years. Like it feels like years, right? So, I mean, it just flew, like it didn't fly by. It just, crypto timing is just such a weird vortex. Like, you know what I mean? Like 1 week.
I know what you mean.
It's like 6 months in traditional world,
Yeah. Yeah, I know what you mean. And it was one of my questions for you as you were talking. You said there's going to be some of the projects that stood the test of time. And I kind of laughed. I thought, is 9 months the test of time? I mean, I like to think
pretty
we've
much.
proven we're not a gambling token. That was the big thing when I first got in. The first couple of months, people would say there's gambling tokens, right? Which I think are the PvP,
the
trenching. Yeah. And then there's like the other tokens that are in do you think 9 months? I mean, I don't think we've arrived by any stretch of the imagination, but I think UFD and some other projects out there as well have proven, over 9 months or a year, like, hey, we are real, we are here to stay, and you can rely on us and trust us.
Well, this is what it comes down to, honestly, is like Lady Luck favors those who take action. Meaning, if you're showing up and you're taking action and you're plugging and plugging and plugging every day and you're consistent and you work on it, then like eventually one of those actions is just going to hit and it's just going to work and it will push you forward. And the more actions that you take and the more consistent that you are, the more of those you will hit. And then you have motion, you have momentum. And when you have motion, like you said, like if you hang around the pigs, you get dirty. Like I'm trying to flip it. Like if you hang around water, you get wet, right? Like, so this is the outcome of your consistency and the consistency of the community is showing up, doing the actions at volume consistently. And then some people notice, like that's how I noticed. And then I brought in my community and I got them. And then, maybe down the line you have finally, I know your community wants it so bad, but like finally a Murad, plug, which, because he's probably paying attention to you, but he's just not saying it because he doesn't want to give a false signal. But when I talked to Murad, he told me, he's like, I don't even consider a project until it's a year old. Like that, it needs to be at least a year old. I need that data.
Yeah.
And if you're a year consistent and you're a year live daily and you're a year of the community coming into these lives, going into posts, people posting like, hey, I checked out UFD and rating them. And some of your like Corral sent me a bunch of merch, stuff like this, like other communities, they don't do that. And it's that type of activity and action that snowballs over time that will get you just those like one-off moments. And those one-off moments are like 100x moments. But you would never get them if you didn't have the consistency, the volume, the actions. Because again, Lady Luck favors those who take action.
Yeah.
So it's not being lucky. It's literally showing up. And that's what like UFD shows up, like the community shows up and it's real. And other communities want that, but they don't have the lore. They don't have the story. They don't have the face. They don't have Ron. What you got here is something unique to the space. So if you just continue and you continue taking action on a daily basis, I don't know what it will be, what the next one will be, but it might be Murad. It might be Coinbase. It might be Binance. Like you don't know what it's going to be, but something will happen because you will get lucky because luck is not random. It's based on action. You can't get lucky if you don't take action.
Yeah, man, you are spitting some wisdom there, Vic. Thank you. The other one I want to throw in before I forget: if you hang out in a barbershop, you're going to get a haircut. Right?
That's funny.
So
what if you're the barber though? Who's going to cut your hair?
That's a good question. We'll figure that out on the next live stream. As you were talking, right? Like you do create your own luck, right? That comes from discipline by taking action. There's a concept or a theory out there called the Lindy effect. Have you ever heard of the Lindy effect? Right? Like
sounds really familiar.
It basically, or the law of Lindy. I don't know. I had to Google it myself because one of our community members again brought it up to me. But it basically states that for a non-perishable item or organization or anything that's non-perishable, that the longer it exists, the more likely it is that it will continue to exist and to be successful.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah, so I think that fits in with what you were saying.
Yeah.
And by the way, I just want to make sure we do have a Murad countdown ticker. We're at 2 months and 28 days until he can consider us. So
Wow, nice. That's awesome. That's really awesome.
I'm joking, but maybe we
You
need
should
to
have
get
it.
that
I
up.
mean,
Yeah, right.
you
Yeah.
should have it, and then your community should rate him.
Yeah,
Be
you
like,
had you. They will, and they do. They do. Did you have him on one of your streams
yeah,
in the last?
yeah, I
Okay,
had Murad.
yeah. Congratulations.
Thank
I've got a lot of respect for him. And I tell this story frequently, so I apologize to those that have already heard it. But when I created UFD, Vic, I mean, I knew nothing about
Right.
crypto. I mean, I knew
No,
like the typical boomer guy who's been in the stock market for
I
20
can
years.
only imagine, man.
I knew
Like,
nothing. I knew nothing. And
yeah,
a guy named Drew, who's been and continues to be one of my advisors, sent me that Murad presentation that he gave. I think it was a Token 2024 in
yeah, meme coin
Singapore.
super cycle.
Yeah, and I watched it for like 20 minutes, and my brain changed, my life changed. I realized that like what was really going on. So I've got a lot of respect for Murad, and even I've got it. I could pull it up. 'Cause it's part of what I'm going to show here, either in this live stream or the next one. But he put out this pyramid diagram the other day that shows like the top of the pyramid, the coins that have these certain characteristics are the ones that'll survive. And he's just been a great not off topic, but you mentioned something earlier, and I'm sure everybody watching knows this because I'm the almost boomer crypto guy. But when they say a token is bundled, what does that mean? Like a group of friends basically got together and bought up the supply?
It's like sniping it like at the start of the coin. So let's say I launch a coin. No one knows what it is. It's just a random new pair that comes up. And then the developer, like let's say I'm the developer, I go and I create 10 wallets over here and I fund them from like a DEX or some source that's gonna be hard to track. And then I buy like one wallet after another. So it's like I own a bunch of the supply, but it's not like grouped into one wallet. So when you go to top holders, it doesn't show just like one guy owns 50% of it. It's like all spread out between all these wallets. So that's what bundling is. So when it goes up, a lot of software that lets you bundle. I don't really know much of them. Like I use Axiom, but like I don't dev coins. So like this is stuff I know in theory, but if I ever had to do it in practice, I don't really have the tools. I know there's like a ton of bots and different things, but I've been approached by these bots being like, "Hey, will you promote this?" And I'm always like, "No, dude, I will not promote this at all. Like, please leave." But yeah, so that's basically the idea of bundling is just owning a lot of supply in a hidden way. And like if you're doing that, like I see why it makes sense to do it, to control the outcome later on, so someone else doesn't bundle it and then wreck it.
Right.
But at the same time, like there's obviously like a malicious undertone if you're bundling it, because you can rug pull the project later, right?
Right. You could simultaneously sell from all those bundled wallets. And
if you're doing it through like a bot, or I think even Axiom, you could sell it all at once. You just one candle, death candle, and it's done.
Yeah. So I get approached with multiple times a day with all types of different offers of I don't know, projects, you name it. I say no. And I don't reply to some of them, but I have to say no to a lot of them. I have to like face that decision every day, like good or bad, honest, dishonest. I'd imagine you, with the influence you have, are approached with just unbelievable amounts of quote unquote opportunities where you have to make like an ethics decision about what am I interested in this? Would I move forward with it? Is that the case?
Yeah, I have a manager who deals with all my inbound. I probably get 5 to 10 emails and DMs every day.
Wow. Yeah, it's incredible. I a couple weeks ago, it kind of dawned on me when I was thinking about and I'm always thinking mostly about the meme coin sector, but it dawned on me that like there's certain companies and there's certain people in certain projects in the meme coin. I guess probably could say this about crypto in general, but I'm again focused on more on meme coins that are value adders that I think are creating value overall for crypto. And then there's the other portion of it that are extractors. And we kind of touched on this earlier, but do you, I mean, that's a real black and white, and I guess there's a gray area in the middle, but is that, am I accurate when I'm thinking that?
Oh, yes. 100%. Yeah. That's extreme. That's the hero and villain split we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. Like there's people out there that are trying to, it gives, like, I think about like MoonPay, or even Ledger. Those are the two companies that support me, and I feel good about them because, like, to me, MoonPay is kind of I've been calling it the entry door into crypto, right? They've got, I think, 35 million accounts now, and like they allow people, and that's how I got into crypto. That was my very first.
It's a super easy on ramp.
Yeah, on ramp, and Ledger's doing security. And then, and I don't want to name any names publicly, but then I think of some other companies that I know of in crypto. I think, wow, those guys are really just trying to extract, just to make money out of crypto, like not build crypto, but almost find a way that they can extract fiat. Is that accurate even out of crypto?
Most projects, most of what's going on in crypto is extraction, 100%.
Okay. Interesting.
But here's the thing. It's like, I feel like every business extracts.
Yeah.
Business is extraction. That's what it is. If I go and I sell you this water bottle. So I bought this water bottle on Amazon. Okay. This water bottle, I think it's $50. This water bottle.
Wow.
Like metal, solid. I've had this thing for like 3 years, bro. Like you can see, like there's damage done. I've dropped it. I don't know if it's gonna focus.
Yeah, I can see it.
Wait,
yeah.
Look at this. It's focusing on my face. So you see all the damage that has been done for me dropping it? Like this thing has been through a lot.
Yeah.
$50 water bottle. How much do you think the seller got it for?
Yeah, 30, 20, or
10?
Yeah, 10.
12. Do I have a problem with that? No. Like they shipped it to my door.
You made me thirsty, Vic. You made me thirsty. So pardon me when I take a drink of water.
Yeah, for good, man. Drink water. Stay hydrated. But I mean, like every business, is like you can label it extraction. I feel like extraction is a very malicious word. Like profit is another word. I feel like that has like a softer landing. The people are profitable. I'm profitable. I'm not extracting, because extraction is like, I feel like extraction is like, hey, look over here, and then like good, like Libra was extraction.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
you know what I mean. Where profit is Ledger, good example, right? Like they sell their hardware wallet $300 or whatever.
Yeah,
cost them, I don't know, $40 in China or something like that, right? Like I don't know if they make in China, just an example. But that's business, that's profit. So yeah, I think there's like 3 tiers.
I'm sorry, I apologize, but I think this relates to what you're saying. Like there's a difference when you make profit, but you're also adding value, like your water bottle, right? Like they made profit. You're cool with that, right? But you've had this really cool water bottle that you've dropped and whatever, and you probably have drank, $10,000 worth of the equivalent bottled water that you could have bought at the gas station.
Probably.
They gave you, yeah, same here. I'm a big water drinker.
Two of these a day. This is
me
half
too.
a gallon.
High five, Vic. I'm a huge water drinker, man. Dude, I get it. It's good.
It's so rare to meet like really serious water drinkers. Like I'm such a water snob, dude.
Yeah.
Like I have a reverse osmosis with alkaline, what's it called? Like the rocks, and they remineralize. Yeah, that's
cool.
Yeah, so I drink like top tier water all day. Like, that's my vibe.
That's it. Yeah, I mean, I'm a huge water drinker, but it's okay to extract if you're giving value. And I like the example you gave, the Libra token situation. I don't think that was just pure extraction, right? That was just pure manipulation, right? Right. Yeah.
Like I do deals with projects that I research that I think are actually building something that, and I share that stuff to my audience, and it's a partner deal. They pay me in some way. So I guess like I'm making profit. I'm also giving value, because here's the thing is like I got really tight on talking about any project for a really long time, because I got like I just got so sick of all these rug pulls. And I just was like, I'm not gonna talk about projects because I don't trust anyone anymore, and I'm not leading my community to get slaughtered. Like that's just not happening. And like I've turned down millions of dollars in total, like millions of dollars. Like
I believe it.
And it's because like I'm not wanting to ever be an extractor, but at the same time, I'm doing deals where I make profit. And the way I see it at this point is like people stop paying attention to what I have to say when I don't show up with projects. They want me to show up with projects. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
yeah.
There's like this kind of tightrope I have to walk on, you know?
Yeah.
Where it's like I can't just not talk about projects. People like get upset at me. People message me and say like, Vic, like we want projects. You know what I mean? And then on the other side, it's like I got to be like very careful that when I do talk about a project, it's coming from a place where I'm like, I actually did my research and I have my best intention and my best perspective that this is something worth their attention.
Yeah.
And that's like it's tightrope, dude.
And is the litmus test, if that's the right word, would you put your own money in it? I mean, I don't, right. And see, for me, that was why, and I'm not trying to plug MoonPay or Ledger, but that's why I'm happy to have MoonPay, because, you know, like before MoonPay sponsored me, I used MoonPay, and I honestly had never heard of MoonPay. I maybe heard of them 9 months and 2 days ago today. I had to call buddies of mine that are, senior people at MasterCard here in St. Louis. I'm like, have you heard of them? They're like, oh yeah, they're legit. They're awesome, whatever. But and then I had a transaction and it went great. So like, I feel good about MoonPay. I feel good about Ledger. When I did gold and silver, I still make some gold and silver content here. Like there's a company that sponsors my gold and silver, First Mint, right? It's a company that I do business with. It's a company that I buy. They're a silver mint in I'll give them a plug. They're a silver mint in Las Vegas, Nevada. They sell silver. They sell stuff like this. Here's a 10-ounce silver bar. And this is about crypto, but I love silver. I've always called silver. What's that? Yeah.
You want to see my silver?
Yeah, I'll see your silver. I've already saw your water bottle. Don't worry, folks. I think Crypto Vic's going to come back. Silver, the original cryptocurrency. He's out there. But what I was saying, I'll keep talking, then we're going to let Vic talk, is like I will only do sponsorships with companies that either I do business with or that I'm personally invested in.
All right, Ron.
Here he is.
All right, UFD community.
Here we go.
In this box. Let's see what I got here, guys. All right, I have some 1 ouncers right here.
Oh, cool. You're a stacker.
I have here we go. This is the meat.
Oh,
right here.
Is that a 100-ounce bar or a kilo?
No, these are I think they're 10 ounces.
10-ounce bars.
10 ounces. Here, I have 8 of them right here.
Oh, beautiful. Are those, what are they, sunshine mint? What do they say on there? Sunshine
minting. Yeah.
That's right. Sunshine mint. Wow.
And then I shouldn't be showing this on stream. Security risk, bro. It's okay. I'm locked down. And then I have these bad boys. I'm not going to say how many I have of these.
Oh, cool.
Oh,
yeah.
Wait.
The king of precious metals. Gold.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
That's a 1 ouncer.
Yeah, very nice.
Got a few. I'm not going to say how many I have of those, but
and you and I are talking about crypto, but I think there's a big misconception, especially on the gold and silver world. that that there's this big divide between precious metals and crypto. And I will tell you my belief, and I know this to be true, and I think I've seen some of the smartest minds in the gold and silver sector also initially at least get involved with Bitcoin and crypto. But the reasons why people buy precious metals and the reasons why people at the core like crypto are essentially the same. I don't know how you feel about that, but decentralization, democratization. I think that silver, precious metal investors and crypto investors are way more similar than they are different. And I know there's like the Peter Schiffs of the world and some other people that are very vocal, but there's a big synergy, I think, between the communities.
So yeah, I agree, because it's anti-fiat.
Right. Yeah. Right. Well, there you go. Yeah.
Because fiat's like the worst investment that you could hold, is like something that you literally like know is going to go down in value. So how do you yeah, like literally if you want to be wealthy, just bet against the dollar.
Yeah.
Like there's no there's no gambling involved if you just bet against the dollar constantly. How do you do that? Cash flowing or just assets, appreciating assets, real estate, which I have a few properties, gold, silver, because I mean, gold's ripping right now. Gold's hold its value for thousands of years. That you could buy for the same price as you could buy the finest robe, sandals, crown, some sort of jewelry piece in ancient Rome. You can buy a suit, shoes, belt from Armani today, exact same for 1 ounce of gold, right?
Yeah. Right.
And then Bitcoin, which is new, it's unproven, but it's completely demolished the dollar in performance, like insane returns. And then with Bitcoin, it's just literally like the you know, if you stay next to water, you're going to get wet type of situation. Ethereum, Solana, UFD, SPX, like all these, they just are, they're around the water, which is Bitcoin.
Yeah. It's I think you summed it up very simply, right? It's anti-fiat investment. And we got to, I mean, I always say under the best of circumstances. And, I've studied the Fed and the fiat systems under the best of circumstances, right? The Fed is shooting to basically steal 2% of your money per year with inflation. It's been much higher as of late. And when you look at where we are now compared to 50 years ago, if you look at the last 50 years, like, the dollar's lost 99% of its value against gold, for instance. Everybody knows, 50 years ago, the dollar was multiple times more powerful than it is today. But if you look at the next 50 years, based on where we are now with the national debt, the way the world has changed, right? 50 years ago, we were really the ruler of the world. China, India, even Russia, weren't nearly as powerful as they are now. So when we look out at the next 50 years, look, I love my country and I hate that we're in this situation, but it doesn't look real optimistic for the dollar. I mean, you think the last 50 years were bad. I can't even, when you think about the next 50 years, I don't know if you have any thought on that, but it's pretty scary. And I think that's why smart guys like you are saying, hey, I own crypto, I own gold, silver, I own some real estate, that type of thing.
Yeah. So the reality is that they want to remove the middle class. Like they don't want the middle class to exist. And that's because the middle class is a threat to whatever elite powers are, at work here that kind of call the shots, manipulate the media, form the Fed, manipulate the dollar, all that stuff. So by removing the middle class, they eliminate their biggest threat, which is like an army of people who can hold their own ground. Maybe not on their own be super powerful, but like on their own, they can hold their own ground, because people in poverty, they rely on the government. People in poverty rely on the government. They want handouts. They want stimulus. They want welfare, government checks. They wait for that. And when they don't get it, they starve. So they're compliant. People that are in poverty are compliant. So they want two classes. They want them, and then they want everyone else basically surrendering to them. So how do they do that? Well, first off, taxes. taxes are just a direct tax. Secondly, inflation. Inflation is a backdoor tax, like you said. But the big punch in the gut is like inflation is going crazy where wages are stagnant. So if you work a job, well, like how are you supposed to keep up? This is why the cost of living is out of control, because wages can't keep up. It's the wages that are the problem. Like how much has minimum wage increased since 2020? Maybe a couple dollars. I don't really keep track of it. Maybe a couple dollars, but like how much has inflation increased since 2020? Like almost double. That's madness. So this is why people are like, I can't keep up with paying groceries. Like people working full-time jobs, living in their cars, like because they want you to be a slave. They want you to be a wage slave, because then you're compliant and then they can do whatever they want. And then the next time another pandemic comes around, another cyber attack comes around, some crisis comes around, you're compliant, you listen, you fall in line, and then they can get to work on the back end on doing all the things that they need to do in order to put the pillars in place to further control you. And call me crazy, but that's the world.
I don't call you crazy. And I like to point out that, like, even the educational system in this country doesn't teach, the educational system doesn't teach anything about money at all, right? They'll teach you about algebra and geometry and, you know, all the, but nothing about money or how to accumulate wealth. And what it actually does teach, okay, which I am dead set. Look, neither I nor, I think I can say this for you, are financial advisors. We're not giving financial advice. But I do have a degree in accounting. I did work for a Big Four. I understand how money works. And what they teach people is to get in debt. And that goes right into what you said, right? They teach, get into student loan debt, get into, you know, all forms of debt is what we're basically taught. The message that we get into car debt, get into all this debt. And I think what it creates is and you use the word like slavery. I think you use that word. To me, it's debt slavery, where people basically spend their whole life with a credit card balance and student loan balance and all this stuff. And they never get to, I mean, look, I think that you've been very successful and I don't have any debt. I've been against debt. I hate debt. That's the advice that I would give people. Do your best to get out of debt first, and then build, because once you're out of debt, you're no longer, you know, fighting gravity every day. You're not going to work to pay interest for somebody else. And so on that note, I want to ask you two things. But does crypto, I'll ask you this first, do you think crypto in its the original ethos of crypto, does crypto give people an opportunity to, in some ways, step outside that system? Does that make sense, what I'm asking? Does crypto offer that?
I mean, on an individual level, or like on a macro level?
More on an individual level. Like, can somebody, you know, like gold and silver, give people the chance to kind of remove themselves? In the gold and silver community, they'll use the saying, "Be your own central bank," right? Like, hold your own silver, like you had, or your own gold. Like you can be your own central bank. Does crypto give that opportunity? I'm just curious.
I mean, we'll wait and see, I guess. Like you can say, we can speculate.
Yeah.
And if we look at the historic return of it, it has. But I mean, like to say Satoshi Nakamoto comes out and it's Putin and then it goes to zero. Like we don't know what could happen next. So I would love for it to be that. I mean, really the design of Bitcoin though is designed to be anti-central bank, because anti-central bank, like all dollars are actually debt. So it's designed to be the reverse. But when you start speculating, it's like speculation is dangerous. So but you have to, I mean, you have to take risks. You have to speculate. You have to stack in different piles. And that's kind of what I talked about before, where it's like I have 3 properties. I have physical metals, I have crypto, I have cash, I have GICs, I have ETFs. Like stack assets in every direction. But the number one thing, like, and we haven't touched on this, but the number one thing that everyone should be focusing on is their income.
Yeah.
Everyone should be focusing on their income. Income is the food. You're like, there's this common saying in business, like, your business is a beast. Your business is a monster and it eats money. And I learned that the hard way. Like, I talked about this on my stream yesterday. I haven't really talked about this too much before, but I had a digital marketing agency, started it in 2018, and built pretty quickly. I mean, slow but quickly. By 2020, we had 20 local clients doing social media for them, ads for them, and stuff like that. Then COVID came, and it just, all my clients shut their doors, and I like pretty much lost my business overnight. So that year or 2 years there was like really tough for me. And I racked up a bunch of business credit card debt, basically, because I had to float my business. And it was so hard to get out of it. Like, it wasn't even like that. It wasn't even a small amount. It was like, it fluctuated between like 20 and 50K, and like, I would have good months and I would just throw like all my money at it. And it was just like a monster. Like, it just ate. Like, I just wanted more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it wasn't until like the start of 2025 when I finally like got out of that. And then I still got really aggressive, and it's just been like really aggressively stacking, building wealth at this point. And just like so far away from that situation now, thank the Lord. But the biggest driver of all of that was income. And this is what I mean when it's like, the wages are not keeping up with inflation. The wages will not keep up with debt interest. Your wages alone, if you work a job, are not enough. You need cash flowing assets. You need multiple streams of money coming in. Like, I couldn't count on one hand how many streams of money I have coming in now. Probably not on two hands, and that's how you have to think about it. Like, if you have a job, that's fine, but like, start a YouTube channel, start like yield farming crypto, or staking your crypto. Start like, you need to figure out other ways, because if you just rely on the one thing and then you get canned, like, you're screwed, and your income is everything. You can't feed the beast, and everyone is a business too, right? Like, I'm a business, you're a business.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Everyone watching is a business in themselves. Like, that's how you have to think about yourself. So like, you need to feed the beast, bro. And if you don't have income that can support it, you're cooked. So that's the number one thing, man.
You are, I agree with you 150%. And I haven't said it for a long time, but every single person, and we've got 600 people with us right now live. Every single one of the 604, 606, whatever people out there, you are a business. What Vic just said is absolutely true. Trust me, I'm an accountant. I worked for a Big Four accounting firm. That's one thing I can tell you for sure, and I'm not bragging, but every single person, whether you're a musician or you're working on the assembly line at Ford Motor Company, you've got money coming in and you have money going out. You are the exact same thing on an individual level as a business. And what Vic said is true, right? I mean, if you spend more every month than you bring in, you are going to go into debt. And then that debt will accrue interest, and you will dig yourself into a hole that eventually you'll be like our government is in the United States. You won't be able to get out of. So yeah, you've got to, that income coming in until hypothetically, and that doesn't happen for most people, but it does for some, get to a point where you've generated so much income and made, spent so much less than you bring in, that you've got such a bundle of investments that are making money that you don't, that is your income at that point. But Vic, that's great advice that you just gave. And man, I hadn't thought about that and said it myself for probably a year and a half, but we are all businesses, every single person, even my, a 14-year-old kid is a business, and, they're spending, and, eventually they'll get to a point where they'll need to be making more than they spend. So thank you for bringing that up.
And it's just, Oh, I had some that I wanted to drop there, but I lost it. But 100%,
Yeah.
you're a business,
Yeah.
and your income is number one. And I mean, you're not bragging either by saying you worked at a big four. Like, that's just experience, bro. That's respect. So.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, I have a little job that I've had for years at night. It's where I can walk to it. It's the best. I have the best job in the world. I love it. It's not really full time. It's a place. It's a little music school. Okay. And I just kind of hang out there. So I get to know all these musicians, and a lot of them, they're teachers, but they're basically running their own little businesses. They teach cello lessons. They do gigs on the weekend. I always say to them, I'm like, you realize you're running a business, okay? Like I don't need to understand music, and I'm not a musician. I think it's great. I love the people, all that. Like, I don't have to understand music though to function, but they do need to understand money. And sometimes I see some of the decisions they make, and I'm like, man, you guys, that doesn't make sense for you to do that, to drive, 100 miles to go do a lesson that you're only going to make $40 off of. So anyway, aside, right? I mean, but maybe they do it because they love it, and there's a whole argument you made. But no, you're right. But I think what it comes down to, and do you have 10 more minutes for me, Vic? Can you hang on? Yeah. What it comes down to is freedom. Okay, and I think that if a person digs themselves into too big of a hole of debt, they never have that freedom. Like, I work that little job because I want to, and because I really love it. Okay. And I do what I do here in my basement, and do what I do with UFD because I love it. Right. I have that freedom. I'm not like, because I don't have any debt. And I think that's what it comes down to. Like, if people really want to be free, then it's not like you need a certain amount of money, but you need certain circumstances in place, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I think so. Debt, consumer debt, just to talk about that for a second. Yeah. Consumer debt is awful. You can use debt to make money. Like, my properties are mortgaged, right? So I have tenants, and I'm positive cash flow. Or at least I think I am. I'm around that point, but it's like I'm holding these forever. So eventually I'm going to be max positive cash flow, where I'll leverage them and keep building out. But you can use debt if you know what you're doing, but it's definitely a dangerous game if you don't know what you're doing. I just wanted to add that note. But one thing too, talking about investments, talking about you're a business, and being in a place where you're not making enough money. Some people will be like, okay, Ron, Vic, what do I invest in to make me money, to make me more money right now? Because I'm not making enough money. And the number one thing you can be investing in right now is your skills, is your high income skills, sales, marketing, content, like product development, software development, AI, like, learn these things. The internet is the new marketplace. Like, I've made millions of dollars on the internet, like, not in real life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because I have these skills, sales, marketing, content, AI, right? Like, you need to invest, and like, you can literally buy a course on udemy.com, udemy.com, for $10, literally $10, that could make you $100,000. You can go and watch YouTube videos, make a ton of money for free, bro, for free. All you got to do is invest the time. Like, you either invest money or you invest time. Rich people invest money so they don't have to invest time. Broke people, you got to invest your time so you don't have to invest your money. Get your skills up, bro. Get your experience.
It's so hard for me to keep my mouth shut, but I agree with you 100%, Vic.
You're like,
you hit the nail on the head. When I turned 52 years old, I was sitting on my couch and I was like, I want to do something with my life. Like, I was going to either ride off into the sunset, or I want to do something. What you just said is absolutely true, and I can vouch for it. I am living proof. I committed when I was 52 years old to start focusing on my YouTube channel, make one piece of content a day, and to learn one thing a day. And you don't even need to spend $10. I almost interrupted you, said, you're wrong, Vic, jokingly, because there is a world of free education. Like you said, if you're willing to invest your time, and that's what I did for 1 year. I made one piece of content and I made myself find something, right? I think like Alex Hormozy or Gary Vaynerchuk or any slew of like all these videos that are out there about how to start a YouTube channel and how to make better videos and how to get better audio. And I mean, it's all there and it's all really for free, essentially. But it takes, like you said, time and a commitment, and it takes knowing that it's not always going to be fun, right? It takes hard work. And it kind of leads me into my next, this is a great conversation because that was one of the key things I wanted to ask you. Like, you've been very successful. You've achieved, I think, and I think maybe I have a certain degree of freedom. But what got you there? Are there any big lessons that you learned, or any, as you look back over the last, let's say, 5 years, and you've grown this business to where it is today? Are there any things that stand out for you? Any, if the viewer out there now, almost 700 of them, are like, what's the best advice that Vic could give? Is anything that comes to mind in that regard?
Yeah. Like, number one, any troubles, any hardships, you got to give that to God. Yeah. Number one. That's like number one, bro. And you can't live with that. Like, you're not strong enough. You're not smart enough. You can't navigate it by yourself. Yeah. You got to give that to God, first off. Then you got to decide what you want. Like, what's the one thing at the top North Star that you want? For me, I've been telling myself for over a decade, I'm going to be a billionaire. Probably in my 50s, my 60s, but I will. And
can I ask you one quick question? And then I promise I'll shut up. Everybody's getting mad at me for interrupting you. But are you still going to drink out of that same black water bottle when you're a billionaire?
Probably buy a new one. Honestly, I probably need a new one right now. A bit of bacteria buildup, most likely at this point. So I should probably take some money and invest in a new water bottle.
I'll buy you one when you get to $1 billion. I won't say anything else.
All right.
I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Do that, bro.
I'm getting eggs thrown at me from our audience here. I apologize. Go ahead.
So, number two, man, like I said, you need a North Star that, like, on your deathbed, if you hit it, you're going to be like, that's the thing that I wanted to hit when I was going to die. So I did it and I'm happy. Like, I can die now. I'm peaceful. I'm good. Right. For me, I want to live a life. I want to experience a lifestyle where money doesn't exist to me.
Yeah.
Like, they call it financial freedom. I think past like $100 million, money isn't a thing. Like, it's just like, I can buy anything I want.
I can vouch for that. It happened for me somewhere around 78 million, Vic. But you're close enough. You'll know when you get there.
Thanks for the insight.
I'm joking, everybody. Please, yeah.
So, that's the second thing, is like, you need to know what you're chasing, and you gotta like be patient and understand it's not just gonna happen in a year or 10 years, even. Like, it might be 20, 30 years. But you gotta keep working towards it, and then you gotta understand then, like, what are like the 5 steps in front of you? What's like a 10x from your current level, and then like make the 10x from your current level a goal, and then go after that goal. And then once you get there, what's the 10x from that level, and go after that goal. So you have to like first off, number one, remove the stress from you, put the whole journey onto God. He'll take care of it. Number two, set your goal as high as you can possibly imagine. Literally just aim at the highest possible thing that your brain can think of, and that you actually want. Not you want because someone else said you wanted it, but like that you actually want. And then number 3, break it down into reasonable 5 steps ahead. 10x from where you're at, 10x from where you're at, 10x from where you're at. And then when you hit that, move the goalpost. People say moving the goalpost is bad. No, bro. You got to move the goalpost. That's how you get to the thing. Of course you have to move the goalpost. If you're just going to sit at this goal, then like, nice, you plateaued. You're never going to hit your North Star, your big thing. And all of the details, all of the gaps, all of the what you learn, this, and that. It'll all just come together.
Yeah.
It'll all just come together. You'll know you need to learn this in order to do that. You'll know you'll meet the right person to do this. Like, that's part of where God comes into it. He's just going to introduce you to people. He's going to make it happen. And that's basically, from my perspective, how you do anything.
Yeah. Well, and I can vouch for what you said, like on a spiritual level. I'm a very analytical person. I always have been, right? And but there's that idea of paralysis by analysis. Like, my natural instinct is to want to figure out each little step that's going to happen over the next 2 or 3 years. And what you said is absolutely true. You just got to start doing it, right? You got to have that goal of where you want to be, and then just take the actions, and God, the universe, whatever way people want to look at it, provides the answer step by step. And it's never what you think it's going to be. A lot of times it's even better, right? It's even better. It works out. I want to share this because this is in my daily, I keep notes. I'll read it, but I've just proof that I have this. Maybe everybody wants to screenshot it, but I'll read what it says because it relates to what you said. It says, set big goals, because 99% of people set very mediocre goals. So the competition to reach those mediocre goals is more intense. This is one of the paradoxes of life. It's actually sometimes easier to get to the big goals. Like, everybody just has these little short goals, but there's a lot of competition, whereas the big goals, not many people shoot for being as successful as you've been at this point, or maybe, where you're going to be going. So people think, oh, that's impossible to get there. But in some ways, we can be like, I love this saying, that you can basically tie up an elephant with a piece of yarn, right? Like, we don't realize how powerful we are. We're like an elephant that's tethered with a piece of string or a piece of yarn.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. 100%. Yeah, you need to aim for the, what do they say? Aim for the moon or aim for the stars, and you'll reach the moon.
You get the moon, baby. Yep.
Moon's
hey, Vic, thank you. I want to show for everybody out there who's joining us, if you want more Crypto Vic, which I know you do, I want to go out real quickly here, Vic, and show your YouTube and Twitter profile. Okay, this is Vic's. Is that called Twitter profile? Is that correct, Vic? I never know what to call it. X account. This is Crypto Vic's X account. Go follow him. He puts out great content on X. And of course, let's pull up this, make sure I got it. They should be seeing right now your YouTube channel, Crypto Vic. Just go onto YouTube and search for Crypto Vic. 92,000 subscribers. Man, that is awesome, Vic. I guess I can't keep my mouth shut, so I'll hold on here. I'll say this as you were talking as well. In this like modern era that we're living in, where I think it's really a gift, right? Like like I can sit in my basement, you can sit in your studio, we can talk to the world. Like 30 years ago, this technology did not exist. If you told me this when I was 25 years old, I would have thought you were crazy, right? Like, I've got 6 light bulbs and a $25 webcam. And we can talk to the world, and we can provide value. When you talked about that earlier, like, that's value. I think that the 700 people who are with us right now are here because you provided some value. The 91,000 subscribers you have on YouTube and all your other social channels that have 250, 300 million views, you got that only because you provided value to people. And like, what a gift that is that we can do that. And I think that if and I know this about you, and correct me if I'm wrong, but and it's worked for me. It's like, if I focus on giving to people out there, and that means the 710 people who are joining us right now, giving what I can, giving value, giving secrets, right? Like, I think sometimes people think, oh, that's my secret, I can't, that like, it so comes back to you, and like, the success is just even that much more enjoyable.
100%, man. Giving is a crucial part of being successful. It's been one of my, honestly, like one of the craziest things that I've seen pay off immensely is giving value, helping people directly, giving money to people who need it. Even just like buying a grocery card. Dude, try this. This is like the best thing ever. Go to a grocery store, load up $200 on a grocery card, and then once you buy it, just literally give it to the cashier. Just watch the reaction, bro.
I'm going to follow you to the grocery store next time, Vic.
Yeah, you're behind. Hey, wait up.
Hey, Vic, how you doing? Long time no see. You getting ready to check out? I'll be right behind you. Yeah, but all joking aside, that's awesome. That is awesome.
Try, honestly, bro. You got to try it. It's the best. Like like I've had them cry. Like it's so funny, man. I love it.
Yeah. There's nothing more. And I learned that early in my YouTube journey, right? I mean, I was really learning a lot and excited me. Like, and that's the other thing. Like, hey guys, guess what? Learning new things, if it's something that you're interested in and it's a goal, like for me, I wanted to build a successful YouTube channel. It was fun, man. It was great. Like learning these, like, oh, I had no idea that for $15 I could buy a microphone and my audio would sound 100% better. And I remember the first day I used it, I'm like, this is cool. This is fun. And, maybe one day I'll get rid of my 6 light bulbs. But it's a lot of fun, but the giving away, and then like the other people that were also on that journey after I was there for a year or 2 years that would contact me and were starting channels. And I'd be like, it was so much fun for me to give to them what maybe even honestly 10 years ago, I would have thought those are my secrets. I don't want to give that away. Just give it away. Yeah. And then see how it just like comes back. I mean, it really is true. It's crazy, but it's, and it feels good. And it feels good.
Don't you want to remember this stuff too? Cause like, yeah, it's your secrets now, but in like 2 years, you're just going to forget it all. At least like put it down. And then like there's some things in my older videos where I watch my older videos and I'm like, I completely forgot all this stuff.
Yeah.
Like I did not remember this stuff. Like where did I even come up with this? What? Like, you know what I mean? It's so funny looking back sometimes. And you're like, damn, that's smart, bro. Like, who is this guy? Oh yeah, it's me. Literally. I don't remember.
I know. You know what? That's a great point. I know exactly what you're saying. And anyone who comes into the basement, it looks like a disaster behind me, but you should see in front of me, there are literally probably 50 notes that I have to myself, right? Like things to do, and make sure you smile, right? That's important. Smile. And I mean, just stuff like that you forget, right? But by giving away and by teaching people, it helps me remember, and comes back. All right, Vic. Thanks, buddy. I can't wait to have you back on, or me to get the chat. You are awesome. There's a reason why you're so successful. And on behalf of the whole internet community, the 750 people who are joining us right now, you've given us some great value. So thanks, man.
Hey man, no, I appreciate it, Ron. Thank you so much.
All right, brother.
One last note really quick.
I
saw Hermosi tweet yesterday, and he said one day the sun is going to expand and absorb the earth, and it'll destroy all of your accomplishments and everyone and everything that's ever happened. But you're afraid to post content because your friends are going to make fun of you.
That was one of the if you look back at my early videos, and some people in the UFD community like to go back like 6-7 years. I made videos never seriously until I hit 52. And I remember I would make these videos, and in my mind, like every ex-girlfriend that I had and whatever was going to watch these videos. And the reality is, nobody cared, right? Nobody cares. Nobody ever made fun of me for videos that I made. It's like, yeah, I hope they see. Yeah, right. Yeah, look at me.
Look at what you missed.
Look at me. I'm a big shot in my basement, man. You wish you were still with me. Yeah, sure.
Yeah, exactly. That's funny. Oh man.
One of my notes says I need to always ask my guest, is there anything I forgot to ask you? Any final words? You kind of gave us some final, but that was powerful. I love Alex Hermosi, right? Mm-hmm. By the way, right? I mean, I want. Yeah, I mean, like in Gary Vaynerchuk. Yeah. I mean, I'm reading one of his books. It's like these people are giving with all their information. It's incredible. So
yeah, exactly. Exactly. Yeah, man. All right, Ronnie. Thank you, man.
Don't forget to drink water, Vic. Okay.
I definitely will not.
All right, brother. See you soon. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah. Have
All
a good
right.
one.
Bye-bye. Bye.